You see this team and you have a great second half and you protect Ben Roethlisberger, and now you actually start to push the ball down the field. But here comes my confusion. Who was that? Was that Randy Fichtner, the offensive coordinator? Did he change his plan? Did he now understand that you got to protect Ben Roethlisberger and we have to try to push the ball downfield instead of just kind of dink and dunk, hit the short pass, get yards after the catch? Or was that Ben Roethlisberger? Was that Ben saying, you know what, I'm running the offense now? They sped the pace up. They got out of the huddle quicker. They did some no huddle. They did some hurrying up to the line, and that helped this team. And then defensively, you saw what happens when you make Phillip Rivers play quarterback. He doesn't always quarterback the best he can. So I do feel better than I felt last week, where I felt like this team had no opportunity to beat a playoff caliber or playoff level team. But I'm not in the same place I was when I thought that they were the largest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs, when I thought that Ben Roethlisberger could stand across the field from Patrick Mahomes and go toe-to-toe, or that this defense could get in Patrick Mahomes' face enough to cause him enough confusion to make him have enough problems where this team could win. And so where you are encouraged that they had a good second half, you don't feel any differently about their chances to win the Super Bowl. And when you play for Pittsburgh, that's the bottom line. And today, they haven't met that standard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're comparing everybody to Kansas City, you could say that about everybody. But I do feel a lot more confident for the Steelers because of what Ben was able to do in the second half. I know it's just one half, but it's showing a capability that I didn't know he still had. Like, he was awesome in passes for more than 10 yards down the field, and very impressive in passes for more than 20 yards down the field. That's stuff that I thought was no longer in his game, and that's stuff you're going to need. And it was in a situation while you're down 17 points, I think, at one point, so the defense knows you're going to have to throw the ball, and he is completing those passes with confidence. It's something that I thought was out of their game. They're going to have to be able to do that, and no one's going to out-defense the Chiefs. Like, that's not how you're going to win. You're not going to win by shutting down the Chiefs. Even though we saw the Cardinals seem to do it recently, if your game plan is we're going to stop Patrick Mahomes, you're going to lose. Your game plan needs to be that we're going to score with them and try to slow them down and create some mistakes. And I think that the Steelers have enough personnel. If that second half wasn't just an aberration, maybe Ben was saving it. He just been saving it all year. Like, I'm not going to waste this arm in a regular season. I'm going to save it until I get my big moment, and they need to see it. And now they see it because it seemed like it's something that he could do. It just, he hasn't done it yet.
I mean, you think back early on in the season, right? You go back to the Philadelphia game, kind of when we started to see Chase Claypool break out, and we thought all to ourselves, oh, my goodness, this might be the best rookie wide receiver that was drafted. We saw some of those things from Ben during that time, and then they kind of hit this lull probably after the Baltimore Ravens games where we didn't see that same type of offense. Right, and now when you lose a Bud Dupree, when you lose a Devin Bush on defense, obviously you get Vince Williams back. We got to see the second half, some pressure up front. You saw the turnover by Mike Hilton. All of those things were kind of reminiscent of how they were winning games early on this season. But even when they were doing that, there was always that question in your mind, what kind of happens when the bottom falls out of this team? You know, and we saw that against the Washington football team in the second half. We saw that against Buffalo, and we saw that against Cincinnati. I think they have to play all of their guys and truly try to win this game against the Cleveland Browns, even though they clinched the division, because it's important that they keep this thing rolling.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.